Welcome to the sun-drenched landscapes of California, a land of towering redwoods, sprawling vineyards, and a coastline that stretches as far as the eye can see. But beneath this veneer of idyllic beauty lies a region grappling with a relentless and growing threat: wildfires. Year after year, these infernos rage across the Californian landscape, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Homes are reduced to ashes, families are displaced, and entire ecosystems are reshaped by the unrelenting flames. We will delve into the intricate interplay of natural forces and human activities that have created this perfect storm of fire. Stay tuned as we uncover the natural and human-induced factors contributing to this ongoing crisis. California boasts a Mediterranean climate, characterized by its warm, dry summers and mild, wet winters. While this climate is ideal for the region's famed agriculture and outdoor lifestyle, it also sets the stage for a dangerous paradox. The long, hot summers bake the land, drawing moisture from the vegetation and transforming it into highly flammable fuel. This natural drying process is exacerbated by periods of prolonged drought, which have become increasingly common in recent years. As rainfall dwindles and temperatures rise, the vegetation becomes tinder dry, primed and ready to ignite at the slightest spark. Imagine a single matchstick, its head coated in a volatile chemical compound. Now picture millions of these matchsticks scattered across a vast, sun-baked landscape. The lack of moisture not only affects living plants but also leaves behind a legacy of dead trees, fallen branches, and dry leaves, a tinderbox of epic proportions. This accumulation of flammable material provides ample fuel for wildfires, allowing them to burn hotter, faster, and with greater intensity. The consequences of this delicate balance between climate and drought are all too evident in the charred landscapes left behind by California's wildfires. From the arid heart of the Great Basin, a formidable force descends upon the Californian landscape each autumn: the Santa Ana winds. These fierce, dry winds, driven by high-pressure systems over the Great Basin and the Mojave Desert, race through mountain canyons and valleys, gaining speed and ferocity as they go. As they sweep towards the coast, the Santa Ana winds act like giant bellows, fanning the flames of any existing wildfires and propelling them across the landscape at an alarming rate. Their dry breath sucks the moisture from vegetation, turning once lush hillsides into tinderboxes primed for ignition. Imagine a wildfire, its flames licking at the dry underbrush, struggling to gain momentum. Suddenly, a gust of wind, hot and dry as a furnace blast, roars through the canyon. The fire explodes in size, its flames leaping from treetop to treetop, driven by the relentless wind. These winds can transform a small, manageable fire into a raging inferno in a matter of hours, outpacing even the most valiant firefighting efforts. The Santa Ana winds are a stark reminder of the power of nature, a force that can shape landscapes and dictate the fate of entire ecosystems. California's diverse landscape is a mosaic of ecosystems, each with its own unique flora and fauna. From the towering redwoods of the north to the dense chaparral that blankets the foothills, vegetation thrives in this land of sunshine and fertile soil. But this abundance of plant life, while beautiful and ecologically important, also presents a significant wildfire risk. The dense undergrowth, dry grasses, and closely spaced trees create a continuous fuel bed, allowing fires to spread rapidly and with ease. Imagine a single spark landing on a bed of dry pine needles. The needles ignite instantly, the flames quickly spreading to nearby shrubs and then racing up the trunks of trees, creating a towering inferno. Decades of fire suppression policies have only exacerbated this problem. Without regular wildfires to thin out the undergrowth, forests have become overgrown and choked with flammable material. This creates a dangerous feedback loop, where suppressed fires lead to even more intense and destructive wildfires in the future. The challenge lies in finding a balance between preserving California's natural beauty and managing its vegetation in a way that reduces the risk of catastrophic wildfires. The Earth's climate is changing, and California is on the front lines of this global phenomenon. Rising temperatures, altered precipitation patterns, and more extreme weather events are becoming the new normal, with profound implications for the state's wildfire crisis. As temperatures rise, evaporation rates increase, pulling moisture from the soil and vegetation, turning them into highly flammable fuel. The warmer air also creates ideal conditions for thunderstorms, which often bring lightning but little rain, igniting dry vegetation with a single strike. Imagine a landscape parched by drought, its vegetation brittle and dry. A bolt of lightning, a sudden surge of electricity from the heavens, strikes a tree, igniting the dry tinder and sparking a wildfire that will consume all in its path. Climate change is also altering the timing and intensity of precipitation. Winters are becoming shorter and drier, while the spring snowpack, which acts as a vital water source during the dry summer months, is melting earlier and faster. This creates a longer and more intense fire season, stretching the resources of firefighters thin and increasing the risk to life and property. The link between climate change and California's wildfire crisis is undeniable. While natural factors play a significant role in California's wildfire crisis, it's important to remember that humans are often the initiators of these devastating events. From careless actions to accidental ignitions, human activity is a major contributor to wildfire outbreaks. One of the most common causes of wildfires is discarded cigarettes. A single smoldering cigarette butt, flicked from a car window or dropped carelessly on the ground, can ignite dry grass or brush, quickly escalating into a raging inferno. Campfires, while a beloved pastime for many Californians, also pose a significant risk if not properly managed. Embers from unattended campfires can easily be carried by the wind, igniting dry vegetation and sparking wildfires far from their source. Faulty electrical equipment, such as downed power lines or malfunctioning machinery, is another major cause of wildfires. Sparks from these sources can ignite dry vegetation, particularly during periods of high winds, leading to rapid fire spread. Arson, the intentional setting of fires, is a tragic and all too common occurrence in California. The human element in California's wildfire crisis is a sobering reminder of our responsibility to protect the environment and each other. For decades, California, like many other fire-prone regions, embraced a policy of aggressive fire suppression. Wildfires were seen as an enemy to be conquered, extinguished as quickly as possible to protect lives, property, and valuable timber resources. While well-intentioned, this approach has had unintended consequences, disrupting the natural fire cycle and creating conditions that make wildfires more frequent, intense, and destructive. Imagine a forest floor, carpeted in a thick layer of fallen leaves, branches, and dead trees. This accumulation of fuel, undisturbed by fire for decades, creates a tinderbox waiting to ignite. Without regular low-intensity fires to clear out the undergrowth, forests become choked with vegetation, creating a continuous fuel bed that allows fires to spread rapidly and with greater intensity. This dense vegetation also competes for water and nutrients, making trees more susceptible to drought and disease, further increasing the risk of wildfire. The challenge lies in finding a balance between protecting lives and property while allowing fire to play its natural role in the ecosystem. The future of California's forests, and the communities that depend on them, hangs in the balance. California's population has exploded in recent decades, with people drawn to its idyllic climate, natural beauty, and economic opportunities. This population boom has led to rapid urban sprawl, with homes and communities pushing further into wildland areas, creating what is known as the wildland-urban interface. While living amidst nature has its allure, it also comes with inherent risks, particularly in fire-prone ecosystems. Homes built in the wildland-urban interface are often located in areas with steep slopes, dense vegetation, and limited access for firefighting equipment, making them extremely vulnerable to wildfires. Imagine a wildfire racing through a canyon, its flames leaping from treetop to treetop. As the fire reaches the edge of a neighborhood built in the wildland-urban interface, it encounters a sea of homes, their wooden frames and flammable landscaping materials providing ample fuel for the inferno. The consequences can be catastrophic. Homes are destroyed, lives are lost, and entire communities are displaced. The economic and emotional toll on residents is immeasurable. As California's population continues to grow, so too does the challenge of managing the wildland-urban interface and reducing the risk of wildfire disasters. The goal is not to prevent people from living in these beautiful areas, but to create a safer coexistence between humans and fire. Thank you for joining us on this journey to understand the complex factors driving California's wildfire crisis. From the natural forces of climate and wind to the human influences of land management and urban sprawl, We've seen how these elements intertwine to create a perfect storm of fire. Understanding these factors is crucial in addressing and mitigating the wildfire crisis in California. By acknowledging the role we play, both in causing and combating these infernos, we can begin to chart a course towards a more fire-resilient future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Let's work together to protect the Golden State from the devastating impacts of wildfires. Thank you for watching.